Once again, good morning, students. We'll continue with the principles of growth and development. Already we have seen the first principle of growth and development, that was the directional trend, and the second one is sequential trends. So already we know that there is a sequence. There is a predictable sequence in the growth and development. So that is about the second principle, sequential trends. So each child normally passes through every stage, like child crawl before they creep, creep before stand, stand before they walk. So this activities, every step they will be passing to complete their growth and development. So initially the child will be making bubbles first, then forming words, and finally sentences. Writing emerges from scribbling. So this is the sequence. So when we are talking about the physical motor activities, initially the child will be holding the head properly. Child starts with crawling before they creep, and creep before they stand, stand before they walk. And also when we are talking about language development, initially the child will be crying for every activity, every need, and next they will be making some babble sounds they will be making. Then they will form some words. Then they will be talking with the sentences. So same thing will be continuing for all growth and development activities of the child. So this is known as the sequential trends. So the child has to pass through a predictable task in each time. Next is the sequential trends, and the next one is developmental pace. So there is a fixed, precise, expected sequence, but it is not happening at the same rate or pace, because individually there will be differences, and for each child there will be some accelerated growth period, and there will be some periods of decelerated growth in total body growth and growth of subsystem. So this is talking about developmental pace. Some amount of accelerated growth happens in some age, and some amount of decelerated growth will happen in some age. So we can see rapid growth after birth gradually levels off throughout the early childhood. So immediately after birth, within 1 year, that much rapid growth and development will be happening. After 1 year, it comes slowdowns, or the decelerated growth will be happening. And again, this growth will be markedly increasing at the beginning of adolescence and levels of in the early adulthood. So that's the developmental pace. So some amount of accelerated growth, especially in infancy, then it is decelerated, then acceleration is happening in the adolescent period, and again deceleration is continuing with adulthood. So this is about the developmental pace. Next one is sensitive period. So there are some sensitive period we have to remember when you are talking about the growth and development. So during this time, the interactions with the environment is very important, and it can affect both positively or negatively the growth and development of the individual. So during the process of growth, at certain time, organism will interact with particular environment in a specific manner. The quality of interaction determines whether the effects on organism will be beneficial or harmful. For example, physiological maturation of CNS, central nervous system, is influenced by adequate nutrition and stimulation. So when we are giving good stimulation, folic acid supplementation, etc., and good nutrients, the CNS maturation, physiological and functional maturation will be better. So that is the interaction which is needed for a child for the proper growth and development of the central nervous system. If this interaction is poor, it will be harmful for the growth and development. So first 3 months of prenatal life are sensitive periods of physical growth of the fetus. So during this time, if the mother is exposed with any infections, folic acid deficiency, or any serious accidents or any drug intake, it can alter the physical growth of the fetus. If the mother is that healthy, taking proper nutrients during this first 3 months, the child's growth and development will be good, and otherwise it will be harmful. So this is about the sensitive period. So the interaction with the environment is needed. So the quality of interaction determines whether it is good for the child or harm for the child. The next one is individual differences. So individual differences, it's very clear in the term itself. So each child grows in his or her own unique and personal way. So there will be differences in between the children, even they are siblings, there will be differences in which they attain certain activity or growth and developmental task they are attaining. Great individual differences exist in the age at which developmental milestones are reached. Some children may be sitting at 5 months, some may be sitting in 3 months, or some may be sitting only by 10 months. So there will be differences, but they definitely sit. So that is the individual differences. The sequence is predictable, but exact timing is not predictable. Some children are fast growers and others are moderated, and some are slower to reach maturity. So this is about the individual differences. So till now we discussed about the principles of growth and development. So there are 5 principles: directional trends, sequential trends, developmental pace, sensitive periods, and individual differences. And in directional trends, we have seen that there are 3 trends, 3 directional trends. The first one is cephalocaudal direction, that is head to tail direction. The second one is proximo-distal direction, that is near to far direction. And the third one is differentiation. So in this first principle, there are under 3 subheadings, and there are other 4 principles which regulate the growth and development. Hope you all understood the topic. Thank you. We will continue in the next video.